Hello friends, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing a bookshelf tag by Emma Books. She just created it actually like 1-2 days ago, so it's really new and I'm really excited to try this and jump on this challenge. It is called the History of My Bookshelf Challenge. If you want to check out her video, I'll link it down below as well as in the cards, but basically what she said in her video to describe the tag is that she's been seeing a lot of bookshelf tags kind of resurface a bit. Rather than focusing on the physical book on the shelf, like about the cover or pages or whatever, she wanted to talk more about the emotional side of it. So like, why do you have certain books? What time period did you read this book in? Etc, etc. So that is today's bookshelf tag challenge kind of thing going on. Kind of cut off, but I have a list of 26 questions here. It is a timed challenge, so her video she had just over 10 minutes. So I'm gonna try to beat that by getting below 10 minutes. And yeah, that's what we're doing today. So I can't wait to try it because honestly, bookshelf challenges and tags like this are kind of fun. And so I'm hoping this is gonna be another fun one once again. I'm gonna start the clock and we're gonna have 10 minutes starting now. Okay, your oldest book on your shelf. So this is like the book you have the longest. I'm gonna go with Encyclopedia Brown. Next one, a book you read in 2013. I don't think I started reading in 2013. I think I read in like 2014. Okay, next one, 2014. Grade was in grade 7. I guess I'll go with The Hunger Games. The Hunger Games. But 2015. What did I read in 2015? Oh my goodness, I didn't even use Goodreads. Oh, I know. Eleanor Park by Rainbow Rowell. 2016, it was grade 9. Oh, I know. Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. 2017, that was the year I read 100 books. Oh, I know. Pretty sure I read They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. 2018 would be something I read last year. Oh, I know. End of Days by Eric Walters, and a book in 2019, this is easy, I will go with Rainbow Rowell again, this is Wayward Son, the second book in Carry On. Next, we have a book you read more than once. A book I read more than once. Oh, I know. Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. A book you've been waiting over a year to be published. Where is Rebel by Marie Lu? I waited more than 1 year for this book. A book you read on vacation away from home. I don't want to use this one yet. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to. The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. A book you got from someplace special, anything that's not your local bookstore, online retailer. I know what I'm looking for, just have to find it. Twilight. A book that made you cry. Perfect. All the Right Places by Jennifer Niven. A book you read in one setting. Oh no. I know the one. Okay, I don't really do this very often, and I have the book. It's just downstairs, not on this bookshelf, but I'm gonna count it anyways. 4 by Veronica Roth. A book that was a gift. Easy. Words in Deep Blue by my friend Emma. A book you read before owning. Oh, come on, I have so many of these. Ignite Me. I think I borrowed this book from my friend Rachel. A book you lent to someone else. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. A book that has been damaged. Oh, I know. The Accidental Hero. Do you see this like spine? It's horrible. A book you got on sale / discounted. Oh, so many. Just somehow get this. This Hunger Games movie book. A book you read with someone else. I unhauled that one. Oh, I got it. The Kite Runner. A book you associate with a song. Oh no, I had so many for the Red Queen and the Hunger Games. I got it. Harry Potter, obviously. A book you associate with food. Exact one I'm looking for. I'm gonna go with Carry On and I'll explain why later. A book you got years ago that you probably wouldn't buy now. All of them. Illuminate. A book you associate with a specific time in your life. Ooh, that's a good one. Milk and Honey. A book you used to like but don't anymore. All of them. No, okay. I have a good one. The Love Interest. And last question, the newest book on your shelf. It's my bag over here actually. Shadow Frost by Kokoma. Alright, that's all the questions on the list. How fast did we do this? Aha! 7.5 minutes. Let's go. We did this, boys. We did this. So now I'm just gonna kind of go over and describe all the books that I picked out and the reason why they fit the prompt. We have number 1, which is the oldest book on your bookshelf, and honestly I don't know if this is the oldest one that I've owned for like the longest period of time, but it is Encyclopedia Brown Cracks the Case. It's a younger book. I don't exactly know, but it's pretty thin, words are pretty big in font size, and this book basically follows this boy detective and he solves little mysteries around his town, and it's really cool, and basically try to figure out what happens in the end, and the answers are like all in the back, so they all leave on a cliffhanger, and then there's like, just read all the answers. It's so fun. I loved this book, and I don't think I'd ever really reread this for the sake of rereading it, but who knows? It might be fun. A book you read in 2013, I just passed this question because I don't really remember what I read in 2013. I was also grade 6 at the time, and I didn't really read much in grade 6. It was more grade 7 and onwards. A book you read in 2014 is going to be The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, one of my all-time favorite series. This book was actually the reason I'm here today with all these books behind me, because this is the series that got me into reading. And as you can kind of see, I have like a full shelf here dedicated to Hunger Games stuff, and so this book is definitely one of my all-time faves. A book I read in 2015, which was like grade 8 for me, I believe, is Eleanor in Park by Rainbow Rowell. I actually read this for a book club, I think, or not even a book club, like a self-study kind of thing. Anyway, so I read this book. I honestly forget most of it, but I remember enjoying it, and I remember it being a cute story, and the ending left me screaming. A book I read in 2016 when I was in grade 9 is going to be Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. The reason I remembered why I read this in grade 9 is because I want to reread the whole series, and I own the series, but I only have read the first book. I remember my friend in grade 9 telling me to read this book, so I did. I'm gonna read the series. Just you wait. A book I read in 2017 when I was in grade 10 is They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. I really remember liking this book. It's a really cute story. I mean, it's called They Both Die in the End, so how cute is it? But it is, okay? Just trust me on that. It's a nice story. I want to reread this because I remember it was one of my old favorites, and it's a standalone, so it's nice if you want a quick story like that. And yeah, I really liked this book, so... A book I read in 2018, aka when I was in grade 11, is End of Days by Eric Walters. This is actually one of my boyfriend's favorite books, and so I decided to read it. I still have to read the second one, but I read it, and that was the thing. I actually made a video on it. You can click it like right here if you want to watch it. But yeah, I remember thinking it was like kind of cool, and the beginning was like a nice hook. I liked it. And finally, a book that I read in 2019, nice and easy, Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. I loved this book so much. I still have to make a video on it, but it was so good. I loved it so much. These characters have my heart. For a book you've read more than once, I chose Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Now, I read this book I think twice, and I didn't like it very much, so it's not a very good one to pick for this one, but I read it more than once, so there's that. The first time I think I found it okay. Second time, 2 out of 5 stars, so... I'm sorry, I wanted to like it. A book you've waited over a year to be published. Obviously, I have to go with Rebel by Marie Lu because we've waited bare time for this book to come out. I think the series finished like 5 years ago. But now it's just getting the last book here, and I'm so excited to read this once I reread the other books in the trilogy. But I actually love it so much, and it's so soft. Its cover's beautiful. I'm so excited just to read this. A book you read on vacation or away from home. So I chose Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard because I distinctly remember reading... No! I'll explain. So I remember distinctly reading Red Queen, or more specifically King's Cage, because I found out that she was writing War Storm, and I really wanted to read that book, and so I reread the series. I believe I actually read the trilogy on that vacation. Like, I reread it all, because I read it multiple times since then, but I remember rereading it on vacation, so I'm counting it. And so honestly, I'll not reread. Once I found out that War Storm was coming out, when I reread it for like that third time, I think, I honestly just love this series so much, and that was really the tipping point from going like it's a good series to like, oh my god, it's my favorite. A book you got from somewhere special, or basically just not your local bookstore or online retailer. For this, I'm going with Twilight, and I didn't really have a special bookstore, but there's this bookstore up by my cottage which is called Barely Used Books, and basically like it's just a big store full of barely used books. And so I think I got this book for like $5 or $6, which is pretty solid because the original price is $11.99. Oh my god, this book must have been bought by the person when books were still cheap. Now this book, I bet she was like $17.99 for the same thing, so we'll see. Anyways, I got this book for cheap, and it was great, and I love that bookstore because there's so many options, and there's so many books, and I can save money. It's great. A book that made you cry, I'm going to go with All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. The movie's made. It hasn't come out yet, but it's gonna come out eventually because the movie's done. It's already been filmed and edited, and the author said she watched it and cried, and I'm so excited because I cried so hard, and I'm so ready to do it again. A book you read in one sitting. I have the book. It's just downstairs on like my family's bookshelf. It is Four by Veronica Roth. I read this book literally in one sitting. Okay, like basically one sitting. So I was in the bookstore and I bought it, okay? And I just read it constantly for like 3 hours. And then we left the bookstore and I had like 40 pages left, and so I finished it when I got home. So I'm counting that as all in one sitting because that's pretty solid for like OG Lauren. The book that was a gift, Words Deep and Blue. This was given to me by my friend Emma, I believe, for my birthday this year, and I have yet to read it, but I want to because it looks and sounds good, and I also want to read it so I can tell her I read it because I need to be a good friend. And all my friends who get me books, like, I love you for getting me books, and then I just never read them because I'm a horrible person. But I'm gonna read this eventually, Emma, mark my words. A book you read before you you owned it. This one, I'm going with Ignite Me by Tahira Mafi. I actually borrowed this book from my friend Rachel, but then since I was going to meet the author, I bought it myself so that way she would sign it. A book that you lent to someone else. For this one, I'm going with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child because, fun fact, I bought this book literally as soon as it came out, basically 2016, and apparently I let my mom's best friend borrow it, I think. And then as soon as the day before I was gonna clean my bookshelf, like a year and a half later, they gave me back this book, and I honestly forgot I even had it or that it was even gone. And so they definitely borrowed this one. So a book that has been damaged. For this one, I'm going with The Accidental Hero. This is one of my older books that I honestly want to reread because I remember really liking it. But like the reason I'm calling it like kind of damaged is because the spine is cracked a bit. Like I don't know if you can see this, but like there's the lines here, and I don't know. I count that as damaged. A book you got on sale / discounted. For this, I'm going with this Hunger Games movie compilation book thing. I got this book at the Barely Used bookstore as well. So while this book was originally $21 Canadian, I believe I got this for $10. Next up, a book you read with someone else. This could be for a buddy read or with a book club or whatever. For this, I'm going with The Kite Runner, and I had to read this for my English class last year. As you can see, I kind of annotated it to take notes, and this book was a quality read. It's kind of sad, not gonna lie, but it's like really plays with your emotions and goes over a large timeline. And while I didn't really think I would totally like this at the beginning, it was actually really surprising, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. A book you associate with a song. I don't know if this counts because it's not just like a normal song, it's like associated with the movie, but Harry Potter. I mean, come on, Hagrid's theme is iconic. A book you associate with food. For this, I am going with Carry On by Ray Rowell, mostly because Simon here loves to eat. That's the reason why. I literally have a post I want to post on Instagram with Wayward Son with a piece of cake, because I just think when I was eating the cake, I was like, this is so cute, and I have to take it with this book because Simon loves food too. It's amazing. Literally on the first couple pages, he mentions how much he loves food. He's an iconic guy. A book you got years ago but probably wouldn't buy now. For this, I'm going with Illuminae, the first book in the Illuminae's Files trilogy. This book is a real science fiction book, and it's also not told through like the traditional way with just all words on the pages. If I flip through this quickly, you can kind of get a sense of how it's written through like text conversations, article clippings, etc, etc. And so this book you really have to like focus on to like read and get through, and while I still really want to get through this because it seems like such a cool book, I feel like I wouldn't buy it now just because I don't know if this is necessarily something I would actually read, but since I own it, I might as well get to it one day. A book you associate a specific time with your life. I'm going with the iconic Milk and Honey because in grade 10 I did this like poetry unit in English, and then I was like, I love poetry, woo. So obviously, like every other basic person on this planet, I bought Milk and Honey, and yes, it actually is a really nice poetry collection. I really like it. It's cute, has some nice drawings and such other things, but like this is the basic poetry book. We all know this, and so I definitely associate this book with that time in my life as well. A book you used to like but not anymore. I'm going with The Love Interest. I loved this book a couple years ago. I read it around the same time I read They Both Die in the End, and I really liked it. Upon my reread this year of it, however, I gave it a 2 out of 5 stars due to so many different reasons. I didn't like the characters. I didn't really like the execution of the plot. I thought the romance was bad. I thought the ending was bad. I thought it was all pretty bad. And the fake swearing, oh my god, don't even get me started. This book is so bad, I hate it. That's that. Okay, thanks. And last but not least, the newest book on my bookshelf has to be Shadowfrost by Coco Ma. The reason I got this book is because she's actually doing a signing close to where I live in around a week or so, and so that's the magic of this book. I'm gonna read it by then. Hopefully I haven't read anything in so long, but all well. We're gonna read this, we're gonna love it, and I'm super excited to actually meet this author because she actually wrote this book when she was like 15, 16 years old. She's now 19 when it got published, and I just think that's so cool because I'm 17, so like she was younger than me when she finished writing this book. That's so awesome. Anyways, that's the history of my bookshelf challenge. I loved this challenge. The emotional side of the books can be a lot different than just like the physical book and that kind of thing. And it was nice to just like take some of my old faves and also hate on some of the ones I don't like for a hot second. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you have any other like book challenges or anything like that you want me to do, be sure to leave a comment down below. And also if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all very soon with a new video. So until then, bye.